spouting crazy religious, apocalyptic ideas, I thought like I was a little bit paranoid.
Well, just so our viewers and listeners are with us, what's the deal with the red heifers?
I don't.
All right. I'll tell you.
I don't want to get into it.
All right, I'm going to get into it.
Oh, okay.
This is fascinating.
No, here's the thing. He's a respectful journalist, so I'm going to hide behind his journalistic credibility, and I'm going to see, oh my God, is that true? Oh my God, is this happening?
People who know me know that even if you disagree with me, I try and bring receipts.
Bring the receipts, babe.
For those of you at home who aren't aware of what is going on in what was a fringe part of the Israeli Jewish community, but is becoming very mainstream, unfortunately, under this government, there are a bunch of messianic people in Israel who want to build the third temple, right? There's two previous temples destroyed by the Romans, the last one, 70 AD. And right now there is a movement, a temple movement in Israel and supported abroad that wants to rebuild the temple. The only slight problem is they want to rebuild it on top of Al-Aqsa, which is one of the holiest sites for Muslims in Jerusalem.
Are you saying that those people are using religious ideas in order to push political agendas so they can bring back...
But I thought only Muslims do that.
They can bring back...
No, they can't, because they're not Muslims.
Jesus and the end of the world.
No,
I thought we are the only one. We're the crazy ones. No, don't tell me.
I
do not believe you. I do not believe you. No.
You've jumped ahead, my friend.
Okay.
Because we haven't even got to Jesus yet. We're talking about our Jewish cousins. Let's wait till we get to our Christian cousins in a moment.
Well, both of them are waiting for some kind of
Jesus.
they're
waiting. Muslims are waiting too for a guy.
Do
you know who the Muslims are waiting for?
El Mahdi.
Yeah. Not me.
But also Jesus.
But also Jesus. Jesus has to come before Mahdi. Before we get into the deep religion, this is not a religious discussion.
Maybe it's you.
I want to be clear. Neither of us are religious scholars.
You are the Antichrist.
Neither of us are religious scholars.
Okay.
But this is important because right now we're seeing a lot of violence, not just in Gaza, as you pointed out in your initial viral Piers Morgan appearance, West Bank, occupied West Bank, East Jerusalem, we've seen a lot of violence. And a lot of that is to do with these messianic folks trying to storm the Al-Aqsa compound, trying to get, sovereignty of the Temple Mount. And just what's fascinating is there's a bunch of cows at the heart of this. And you talk about, we don't need to hide behind me. Well, let's hide behind CBS News.
Let's hide behind CBS News.
In a recent speech, a Hamas spokesman blamed the Jews for bringing red cows to the Holy Land. The cows he's talking about at a secure, undisclosed location are these, red heifers, to be precise. Some Jews and Christians believe they're the key to rebuilding the historic Jewish temple in Jerusalem and to beckoning the Messiah.
So just to be clear to the viewers and listeners at home, I just want to be clear about this. There is a belief in some Jewish circles that in order to rebuild the temple, the third temple, because there was a first and a second temple, they believe, the second destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. In order to do that, now, before the Messiah gets here, part of the build-up to that is finding a red heifer, a female cow that's never been milked, never been pregnant, never worked, never been yoked to a cart. And that cow has to be completely red. Not even two hairs can be non-red, otherwise it doesn't count. Very hard to find. And that cow has to be found, brought to Jerusalem, burned, overlooking the site of the Temple Mount. The Mount of Olives is one such site. And when they burn that cow, they look at the book of Numbers in the Old Testament, which talks about this prophecy. Well, it talks about the use of a cow to purify the priests. This is what Moses and his brother Aaron are told by the Lord in the book of Numbers. They believe that in order to burn this cow, they're then purifying the ground, purifying the holy space, purifying the priests who will come and build the third temple. That's the role that the red heifer plays. And they now say they've got 5 of them. They claim they were going to burn it on Passover. Didn't happen. Passover came and went. They said they're going to do it on Pentecost, according to some of the evangelicals. That's come and gone in May. Didn't happen. Now they're saying maybe June in Shavuot. Like with a lot of religious cults, the date keeps moving. But I find it fascinating that these people are using this idea of sacrificing a cow to rebuild the temple to bring about basically their version of the end times. But forget end times. We all know what would happen geopolitically in the world we live in today if there was, God forbid, an attack on Al-Aqsa Mosque by crazy messianic settlers.
Also, I'm plant-based, so I don't know. I don't subscribe to that. I'm almost vegan, so.
Well, I actually love a good steak. I love beef. So it's interesting.
Let's have some beef.
By the way, here's an interesting part to the story of the red heifers.
Yeah.
The people who brought over these cows, they've been trying to breed one of these red heifers for ages in the West Bank. In the mid-90s, apparently there was a cow called Melody that they thought was the cow. And by the way, for people thinking we're crazy, again, let's hide behind someone else. Yeah. David Landau of Haaretz wrote a piece in the mid-90s, and he said, shoot the cow in the head a bullet to the head